What's up, everybody? It's me, Simply Steve, Stephen E, however you know me. What's up? It's your boy. I'm back. Okay, I'm here with another wrestling video on today, and today I'm going to be talking about the matches at SummerSlam that's going to be taking place. I'm going to be talking about my opinion on who I think will win. There's different outlays for different matches. We'll get into that. First, I'd like to say thank you to the people who did watch my last video, and just so you guys know, you, number one, can comment in the comment section below, and the second thing is you can expect a video from me about wrestling. I want to say about every week. I don't know if I'll be doing SmackDown reviews, but I will be doing Raw reviews, so expect to see a video on Raw from tonight's episode by Wednesday or Thursday. Alright? Alright, so let's get straight into the video, guys. So today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the matches that's gonna be taking place at SummerSlam. Tonight's episode was the go home show, so pretty much we got the gist of it. We got the matches that are gonna take place. It'll be 10 matches in 4 hours. Matter of fact, WrestleMania is 4 hours every year, and I don't even think this past WrestleMania there were 10 matches. But anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so the first match is the video is about the the first match is Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. Now, if you saw Monday Night Raw tonight, you know that Raw was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is where Brock is from. So when Brock came out, he was getting an ovation. You know, everyone was chanting Suplex City and everything like that. And when Take actually came out, he was getting booed. Now, I don't know about you, but that's the first time in a long time that The Undertaker has gotten booed. I mean, he's a legend. He's on that same thing as Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, The Rock. He's on that level of when you see him, you're just like, oh my God, it's The Undertaker. He's here, he's on Raw. And as we know, he's a part-timer, and we normally only get him at WrestleMania, but we're getting a special treat in getting him at SummerSlam. And possibly, maybe, I've heard the rumors, maybe even Survivor Series. But, because it'll be 25 years since his debut, back from 91, I believe. But anyway, so Take was getting booed, and I just found that interesting. And he again low-blowed, low-blowed Brock Lesnar, which is kind of a heel move. Now, it's kind of official that he's heel, but I pretty much agree with Paul Heyman. This is kind of a desperate move to take. Like, he wouldn't normally do low blows. He just punch you in the face or something, or kick you in the face, but he low-blowed him. So that's kind of a heel move. So, you know, Take's heel. Not too happy about that, but then again, you can kind of understand where he's coming from, like, because on tonight's episode, Paul Heyman, and I already kind of knew this, but I just wanted to make sure, Undertaker has never, ever beaten Brock Lesnar. So, this is kind of, and this is going to be their last match. So, as a fan of The Undertaker, I'm like, yo, Take needs this win. He needs to avenge the streak. Not just the fact that he needs to avenge the streak, but the fact that he's never ever beaten Brock Lesnar. There's always that one superstar who's like, this guy cannot overcome until he does eventually does overcome him. Now, Take needs this win Sunday. But enough about that. Let me get into my opinion of who I think will win. Now, there are 4 different outcomes of how this match can go down. The first is Take wins clean, right? The match is going on. Brock's about to hit the F5. Take versus it into a tombstone. Probably the second or third one. And then that's it, right? Take wins clean. Now, a lot of people are saying, and I forgot to mention this in my last video, why is Take mad? You know, he lost clean. It's not like there was interference on the outside. Brock beat Taker clean. Well, let's take this back a few years ago to Shawn Michaels when he lost to The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And he wanted this rematch. Nobody was complaining then about, whoa, how come Shawn wants a rematch? It's not like Take came come down and help him or anything like that. He lost clean. Take beat him. So, you know, matter of fact, people were cheering. They was hoping for a rematch. Now, WrestleMania 30 match wasn't the best match Take ever had at WrestleMania. Matter of fact, it's probably the worst. So people are like, yo, why is he mad? He lost clean. A lot of people lose clean all the time, and yet they want their rematch. Kevin Owens lost. John Cena lost clean to Kevin Owens in his an Elimination Chamber. Yet he got his rematch and he won. But that was more probably so because the match was good. But anyway, Shawn Michaels lost to Taker at WrestleMania 25, and he lost clean. But yet he insisted what's the word? What's the word? I can't think of it right now, but he was like, okay, it was obsessed with the streak, obsessed that I can beat the Undertaker, I can do this, I can beat you, and he got his rematch. Take is the same thing. He's obsessed with Brock because Brock beat him, and he's like, I've been doing this streak for 20 years, 25 years now, and then you come and you end it. Now I'm gonna want revenge for what you did, and I'm gonna come after you. To me, that makes sense. Why it doesn't make sense to the rest of you, I don't know. Okay? But let's go on to the second scenario that can happen. Take gets help from Kane. Like, say, Take's trying to, Take's about to do a tombstone, like, kind of similar to WrestleMania 30. Brock reverses it into an F5, and then we hear 1, 2, and then Kane comes back. Now, Kane's been doing a movie with Dolph Ziggler, and he was supposed to come back tonight on this episode of Raw as Dolph Ziggler did, but for some reason he did not. I'm pretty sure they're probably saving it for SummerSlam then, where I hope, where Take's about to lose, Kane comes out signaling like the Brothers of Destruction basically working together to get rid of Lesnar. Like, look, you may be the beast, but you can't take us, you can't handle it. Thus, Brock's like, oh man, what's Kane doing out here? Take gets up and tombstones Brock, and there you have it. There's your Taker as your winner. Yeah, maybe from distraction, but you know, win's a win, right? The third scenario is Brock wins clean again. Now, a lot of people are saying Brock can't lose. You know, he's on a momentum high ever since he ended the streak. He can't lose. He's the beast. Well, losing to The Undertaker won't really hurt his status at all. It's not like he's losing to Zack Ryder, where he's like, dude, how did he lose to Zack Ryder? It's not like he's losing to El Torito or Kofi Kingston. He's losing to The Undertaker. I don't know about you, but if I was in a match with The Undertaker, I would not get embarrassed if I lost. If I lost to Zack Ryder, I'd be embarrassed. I'm like, this dude, every time he comes in the ring, he loses. But if I lost to The Undertaker, I'm like, okay, if I lose, at least I lost to a legend, you know? At least I lose to someone who, I don't want to say Zack Ryder doesn't matter, but someone who's big in the company and everything like that. Now, the final one, now I don't know if this could technically happen, I guess, but I'm not betting it on it or anything like that. But the fourth one option is Take gets distracted. And what do I mean by when I say Take gets distracted? What I mean is, like, Take's about to win, and then Sting appears, or someone who, I don't know who else would do it, but Sting appears, and he's like, stops Taker from winning because he's like, this isn't who you are, or whatever like that, and, you know, I want you, this isn't it. And then Take kind of pushes Sting out the way, and then Brock hits him with the F5, and it's over, thus setting up for Sting and Taker. And then, you know, that's a whole different thing, is if Take and Sting win, who wins, especially if Sting's going to have this last match at WrestleMania. Do you really want to see Sting lose his second match? Or do you want to see Undertaker lose at WrestleMania again? Because I want to see Sting win, but I also don't want to see Taker lose. So it's kind of the dilemma there. And no one's going to accept a count out. No one's going to accept a disqualification. They're not going to accept that. They're going to want someone to win. Okay? So, but anyway, those are the four things that possibly could happen at SummerSlam for Taker and Brock Lesnar. My overall opinion, I think Take will win because he needs this win. Because he's about to retire, and as I stated before, Brock Lesnar has always beat The Undertaker, so this is kind of a must-win for Taker more than Brock. And plus, Brock will be here for another 3 years thanks to the contract he signed, so, you know, we're going to get more Brock Lesnar while The Undertaker goes off into the sunset. Alright, so next match, we got Randy Orton versus Sheamus. I wasn't clear because they just didn't announce it until today that they were going to face each other. But now that it's been made official, we're going to have Randy Orton versus Sheamus. Now, when they faced off the last time at Battleground, Randy Orton was the winner. This time around, I don't know who's going to win. It's really not that clear. I mean, it could go either way. But I'm going to go probably Sheamus because, you know, if they're trying to build him up. But you know what? Then again, because he is the Money in the Bank holder, because it could be the way like it was at WrestleMania. Randy Orton versus Sheamus. Sheamus loses, and then later on cashes in on whoever wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match between Cena and Rollins. Could be like that, like it was at WrestleMania. Who knows? But I'm gonna go with Sheamus because, you know, I like Randy, but you know, the match is not that interesting, and I'm not really that interested in it to really not care, but just more so I just not enough details of who would win. Speaking of Rollins and Cena, that brings me to my third match of who's going to win between Seth Rollins and Cena. Now, like Brock Lesnar and Taker, this one has a few options of way this can go. First, obvious, is John Cena wins, and as he pointed out tonight on Raw, he will become a 16-time world champion as Ric Flair is. So, Cena wins, becomes 16-time world champion, and that's it. That scenario is kind of likely. I want to give that a 50-50 shot. Second option, Cena wins, and then, you know, after a hard-fought battle, Sheamus comes and cashes in, like I said, the Money in the Bank. Or it could be even during the match, like it was at WrestleMania. Third option, Rollins wins clean. And, you know, he's like, I told you I could do it. I told you I'd knock you off your mountain. I am number one now. I'm the best. I've beaten John Cena. Again, I don't think that one I think will be the least because... But then again, if you're trying to build toward the future and like, all right, John, you had your time is coming to an end, then okay, I can see this scenario happening. The last scenario is, again, Rollins winning, but then it's short-lived because, again, Sheamus comes in to cash in Money in the Bank. Though, would Cena help him? I don't know. Like, he may be, like, celebrating Sheamus, and then Rollins is trying to run away, and Cena may AA him, whatever like that, and allowing Sheamus to cash in Money in the Bank. And Cena technically could go heel, because even though Rollins would lose the WWE Championship, he would still be the United States Champion. So Cena can still get his rematch for that. But those are the scenarios. As I think who's going to win, I'm going to have to go with... This is after also doing some research. I think there'll be a disqualification. Like, they'll be going at it, and then Rollins will disqualify himself because, you know, he's like, okay, I'm risking losing to this guy, and, you know, I can't, so I'm just going to disqualify myself. Cena winning by disqualification, and then they can have their rematch at Night of Champions. Alright, so the next fourth match is Ryback, Miz, and Big Show. This one, I'm going to have to go with Ryback because he's only had one title defense. I don't see how Miz or Big Show could be winning this match, especially since Big Show in a recent interview said that he thinks he's on TV a little too much, meaning two things. He might become a part-time wrestler like Brock Lesnar and Big Show, Taker and Sting, or, you know, he's going to be like, alright, you know what, I'm done. Like, Big Show's role now is basically what I said John Cena would be. Fighting the new guys and letting them win, letting them gain momentum. Show has had his time. He's only 43, so, you know, he could probably stay another 7 years like Tate. But, you know, he said he doesn't need to be on the road as much. And to be quite honest, when would we really need Show? I mean, if he goes, he most likely will come back as a face. But knowing Show, he's like flip-flop back and forth between heel, so who knows. So I'm going to have to go with Ryback, and he retaining his Intercontinental Championship. Next match is the Wyatt family versus Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, also known as Family versus Family. Now, for this match, I've heard a rumor that Dean Ambrose may turn heel and turn on Roman Reigns. But, you know, I mean, I don't know. What's the point? I mean, he's all like, what are you doing? And he's like, you're relying on me or whatever like that or something like... You know, it would be kind of stupid for Dean to turn heel because he's so popular with he's more popular with the fans than Roman Reigns is, okay? You know, the original thing was to have the original 3 Wyatt family members against Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Sting. But seeing as how Eric Rowan is hurt, thanks a lot, we won't be getting Sting. So now we're like, okay, we're having a missed opportunity here. Sting's not only is Sting not going to be at SummerSlam, because he's in great shape, as what I've been hearing. And all he'll be doing is meet and greet with people at SummerSlam Access or whatever like that for this weekend. So that's kind of bullcrap if you're not going to use, I hope I'm not saying Sheamus, Sting, guys, because that's bad. It's a bad business. That's not what's best for business. But who's going to win? I'm going to say Dean and Roman Reigns. But if Dean does turn on Roman, obviously the Wyatt family will win. But let's just not take that in perspective. Let's just take the general match going back and forth. Then I'm going to have to say Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns did lose because of Luke Harper. Now, what are you going to do? They're going to want to extract their revenge. But though I could still see the Wyatt family winning this match, and then they having a rematch at Night of Champions, and then Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose winning there. So I'm going to have to go with, I'm going to change my thing and actually go for the Wyatt family. I have a feeling in my gut it's going to be Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, but we'll see. Next is the Fatal 4-Way for the Tag Team Champions, PTP versus my New Day versus Los Matadores versus the Lucha Dragons. Now, when the Lucha Dragons came on Raw after WrestleMania, they were this big hype. Now they're just in kind of an afterthought. I mean, they still do those moves, especially with Kalisto, him doing those moves and looking good in the ring, but you know, you're going to have to give me something more, because when they first came in, everyone was doing Lucha, Lucha, and don't get me wrong, they're still doing it, but they're not doing it as when they first debuted, like when Daniel Bryan was champion in that 2013 run to WrestleMania. Everybody was yesing. Now, barely half the crowd is yesing, and even when he's not there, even when he's there, still a lot of people aren't yesing. But as to who's going to win the match, I'm going to have to go with New Day. And even though they suck, I still like them, and they just crack me up. Especially Kobe Kingston, the way he just be skipping down into the ring. It's just like, oh my god. And Big E with his preaching, and Xavier Woods, him acting dumb, you know. The New Day does rock, but they still suck. So they rock and they suck. So I'm going to go with New Day. Hopefully they become 2-time tag team champions. And yeah. Alright, so the next match is the Green Arrow, Stephen Amell, against Neville versus against Neville. Teaming up with Neville to go against Stardust and King Barrett. I don't know. I mean, I think they've had celebrities wrestle in the past before. I think there was a football player who wrestled at WrestleMania one year, a long time ago, and he ended up winning. Obviously, if the Stephen Amell is there, he's obviously going to be there to win. Women will be on point for to hype up the match, only for him to come there and lose. So I'm going to have to go with the Green Arrow, keep saying Green Arrow, Stephen Amell and Neville as your winner. Now this one, Kevin Owens and Cesaro for the next match. I'm going to have to go with KO, Kevin Owens, because he also has a ladder match the night before against Finn Balor in a rematch for the NXT Championship. Now let's say I've been hearing things that Kevin Owens might win, and if he wins, then he may lose, because ladder matches are no joke. I know he's going to be sore for the next 2 days, especially if he's going to be on Raw the next night. The next 3 days, he's going to be sore as I don't know what. Going after being a ladder match, taking bumps, and then beating the match with Cesaro is physical anyway. Cesaro is kind of like a miniature, little less sized Brock Lesnar. When you get in the ring with him, it's going to be physical. But if Kevin Owens does lose, then the match with Finn Balor and not get back the NXT Championship, then he will be beating Cesaro. Cesaro has been gaining some popularity since Tyson Kidd has been hurt, and I don't know what they're going to have in store for them, if like they're going to team back up or whatever. But Cesaro is on a roll, and if they want to keep going with that roll, they're going to have Cesaro win. Again, it all depends on what happens with Kevin Owens the night before. But for namesake, without excluding NXT at all, I'm going to have to say Kevin Owens. Because, you know, I mean, they can always have a rematch at the Night of Champions, and Cesaro could win there. Next, we're going to have Team Bella versus Team Bad versus PCB. Paige, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. Or Lynn, whatever. I saw this match coming, to be quite honest with you. When all three of them were, when all three teams performed together, I didn't know it was going to happen at Battleground, but I knew somewhere down the line all three teams were going to be in the ring and they were going to have some kind of elimination match. For one thing right now, I can tell you right now, Team Bella will not be winning the match. They will not. I'm going to have to go with probably PCB. We have to remember Paige started this revolution, and so, you know, with her as the they're starting it, I can see them winning. I can also see Team Bad winning as well, because, you know, when they turned Naomi heel, excuse me, I thought they were gonna, she was gonna go up. I thought she was actually gonna win the Divas title. She actually has not, and so, sorry, excuse me. So I can see either being Team Bad or Team PCB. I can't really tell. Finally, for the final match, well, not the final match of SummerSlam, but the final match that was announced, Dolph Ziggler, my boy Dolph Zig, gonna be coming, and he's gonna be facing Rusev. This match was most obvious, even though he was taken out to do a movie. This match was the most obvious because of when the whole, what they were doing with Rusev while he was hurt. So we all kind of knew that he was gonna come back in time to face Rusev at SummerSlam. I thought it was going to be like a mixed tag team match, like Dolph Ziggler and Lana against Rusev and Summer Rae, because we have to remember Summer Rae is a wrestler and Lana does work out, so she's fit. So if she wanted to get in the ring, she could. I got the hiccups. I don't know what's wrong. Rusev has been, he's been okay since coming back to the ring, but I think you should give the win to my boy Dolph Zig. He got a big, he got a big pop tonight, and I think it'd be best if he got the win, because let's face it, just because he's my boy Dolph Zig. So that has been the results. Those have been all the matches that will be announced. SummerSlam will be 4 hours. I will be watching it on the WWE Network Sunday. My favorite match I'm looking forward to is obviously Brock Lesnar and Undertaker. I'm hoping Take wins because, you know, again, he's never beaten Brock, and he needs the win. Does he need... It'd be kind of good. I mean, I will say this, though. If Kane does come back and help Taker win, then we might see Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series as well. But let's just say, for namesake, Brock Lesnar and about to beat Taker. Kane comes out to help Take. Then Sting comes out kind of to defend Brock, and we're like, okay, then we could sort of kind of have him against a tag team. I mean, I don't really want to see Brock. I mean, seeing Brock in the tag team, kind of like, what? Brock in a tag team match? Brock doesn't need to be in no tag team match. He's the Beast. But it'd be kind of, just for interesting namesake, you know, Brock Lesnar and Sting taking on The Undertaker and Kane, the Brothers of Destruction, and the Vigilante and the Beast. Sorry. I think that sounds interesting, but that ain't gonna happen. Most likely, I'm sticking with my pick, Take winning, because he needs the win more than anything. I really do think the streak should have stayed intact, but, you know, whatever. Vince says it was time. You know, Vince has done a great job since taking the company from his dad, but Vince, you made some good decisions and you made some bad decisions. But that ending the streak, I think, was a bad decision. Let's remember, everybody was silent when the streak was over, because even though the match was bad, nobody was expecting Taker to lose. Matter of fact, when Brock reversed the Tombstone into the F5, I thought Taker was going to reverse that F5 into a Tombstone. I was beating Brock. The match was not the greatest. It wasn't WrestleMania 25. It wasn't WrestleMania 28. But, hey, matter of fact, here's what I'm saying, right? What happened to The Undertaker? At WrestleMania 29, he looked fine. He battled CM Punk, and he looked fine. He didn't look old. He didn't look like nothing was wrong with him. He looked fine. And then the year after that, he faces Brock Lesnar, and he's looking like he's an old man. Like, just doesn't make sense to me at all.
Who the heck are you talking to?
So, Sorry, you may have recognized him. That was my partner for talking about wrestling. I don't know if we're gonna do it Tuesday or not, but you know, but basically, you know, that's been my video for today, guys. You know, my opinions on SummerSlam, who I think will win what match. 4 hours. It's gonna be spectacular. Yada yada yada. I'm rooting for Taker and everything like that. But again, you can probably expect my Raw review from tonight's episode to probably be up there Wednesday or Thursday, because this is going to take forever to upload because I'm using my phone. But yeah, so again, you can expect a video every week. Besides the Raw review, I think the next video will probably be... No, I haven't decided yet. I've been thinking kind of back and forth. My next video will be, I know it's kind of old, but my next video will be, will CM Punk come back? Will he ever return to WWE? You know, there's a term in WWE that's used a little way too much, and it's called never say never. You know, never say never. You know, this may happen or that may happen, or this person may come back or that person may not come back. I never like that. Never say never. They use too much. Basically, they're just covering that up to say no. But you can expect that video too. And but anyway, it's your boy Simply Steve, Stephen E. However you know me. Till then, peace.